what the heck is going on with the stock market? I see no major headlines as to what may be kicking this off.
Well, Brian, you know better than almost anybody about the effect that crude oil prices have had and the massive jump that we've seen in crude oil. So demand is up dramatically, and just like demand elsewhere, there's not enough supply to meet that demand, and that's why prices have gone up in food, in transportation, of course, because with the restarting of the economy, we've got not only jets moving around, cruise ships moving around, cars moving, and almost all of that moves on crude oil. So I think a lot of this is people nervous about the inflation and trying to get that toothpaste back in the tube, if you will, Brian.
Yeah, and 10-year yields, John, at 1.26% as well. We're seeing the VIX pick up just a bit. Are you seeing bets being placed in the options market? Either in the S&P E-minis. Are you seeing any macro bets being thrown out there, or is it still more stock specific?
No, now we're seeing gigantic bets. The sort that you see when people really are truly nervous, Brian. So, for instance, ProShares has a triple leverage short contract on the S&P 500. And as you might imagine, since the S&P 500 is up 15 or more percent, or was prior to today for the year, people that have bought that triple levered ETF have failed mightily all year long. It's just been going from upper left to lower right. But now we see yesterday big bets coming in. Let's see, what was it? The July 17 calls. So these expire next Friday, Brian. Not this coming Friday, tomorrow, but next Friday. And they were buying a ton of these upside calls. How many of them did they buy? 40,000. I mean, they bought a ton of these upside calls. Those calls, since it's an inverse, they make money if the S&P falls. And it's a triple levered call. So this is a very big either hedge, Brian, or, as I said before, a bet that markets sort of melt a little bit into next week.
That would seem to be, correct me if I'm wrong, John, and I frequently am, that would seem to be too big of a bet to be a straight up hedge.
Yeah, and most people that are going to do a hedge don't do a leveraged hedge. They don't do a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 like this one. The symbol on it is SPXU. And so, again, it is just an ETF, a triple levered ETF. They get most of that leverage side from a swap contract that they do. But to somebody who buys it, and they bought right at the money, they bought that at 17. So they're basically saying, if the S&P falls as it is today by 1% or more, well, this is going to move about 3% on that day. And that's exactly what's playing out so far today.
Listen, it's 5:54 in the morning, 4:44 in Chicago, 4:54 in Chicago. That'd be funny if it was an hour and 10 minutes behind. And so I want to clarify exactly what you just said. For some people waking up, getting their coffee, hearing a bunch of this stuff, there appears to be, based on that trade, it's got to be a gigantic market player who appears to be making a pretty gigantic bet against the stock market in the short term. Fair to say?
Yes, very fair to say, and very accurate. And like we both discussed, sometimes these bets or hedges get expressed through the VIX contract. And one of those big players in there is known as 50 Cent, because he tends to buy 50 cent priced options that are way out of the money, knowing that if we did see a meltdown, that those options would pick up in value pretty dramatically and hopefully offset either the portfolio losses or, just as we both discussed, a straight out bet short term that, hey, I think in the short term we might see a snap to the downside or something. We're not just seeing that, by the way, in the U.S., Brian. This has been playing out in China in a pretty big way. Both the K-Web and the FXI are seeing a lot of put activity. K-Web is more or less the internet stocks in China, those stocks tied to the internet and tech, and the FXI is the broad market ETF for China. Both of them.
Yeah.
Very large trades just in the last few days. So again, somebody thought something happened
John, quickly,
in the last couple days.
And you know the headline. Listen, we got to have headlines. That's what we do. We're in the news business, and a lot of it's going to have to do with the Fed. But the reality is Bitcoin's down more than 2,000 right now as well. Ethereum's down 7%. I mean, those aren't Fed related, I don't think. Just a massive selling program apparently across everything right now.
Right. And when you see broad market selling, everything goes with it. It's not just one asset class.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.